What if you could go from feeling invisible to attracting clients who get you and want what you have to offer? That's the power of a strong value proposition, and I'm going to show you how to create one. Hi, I'm Sally. I help overwhelmed small business owners transform their businesses to take better care of their clients and themselves. And this video is a replay of my presentation at the Fempreneur Connection Summit, where I taught women entrepreneurs how to craft value propositions that connect, convert, and clarify. And now it's your turn.
Okay, and now I've got my chat window open. Alrighty. So today we're going to be talking about from vision to value, defining your business's unique value proposition. Understand that I'm going to be coming at this from a customer-centric point of view, because I believe that every heart-centered business is customer-focused, but a lot of people don't come at it from a customer-focused point of view. So just so that's where we're coming from. So let's talk about value propositions. Oops, why are you not doing the thing? So what we're going to talk about today is why you need a value proposition, what a value proposition is, how to write a value proposition, and ways to use your value proposition. So now that you know what we're going to be focused on, let's talk about me, because you need to understand why you should pay attention to what I have to say. So I'm a small business owner, and through my business, A Sense of Belonging, I help other business owners weave their purpose through every aspect of their businesses to create heart-centered businesses. And sometimes this means rediscovering and realigning with purpose because it gets lost in business. Now, I do this because my first business failed. And I spent the following several years working as an instructional designer for national and global corporate brands. And I spent that time learning everything I could about how to run a successful business and also how not to run a successful business, because there are tons of examples of that out there. And I also was working on figuring out where I went wrong the first time. So now I use all of that knowledge. Hang on just a second. I gotta adjust this. Okay. And now I use all of that knowledge and experience to help my clients succeed and thrive. I also have a YouTube channel, which is what that QR code will take you to. And I use that channel to share everything I know about how to run a successful heart-centered business, because I believe information should be free. And because I've listed Intuitive Business Coach up there, I also use my intuitive abilities to help my clients cut through all of the surface stuff in their work and their lives to get right to the heart of the things that are getting in their way, and then helping them come to clarity around how they want to address the issues they're facing so they can move forward successfully. There's a lot of synergy with all of the different pieces of my background. And speaking of moving forward successfully, let's talk about why a value proposition is so important for your business. People don't want to buy a 1/4-inch drill. They want a 1/4-inch hole. Let me know in the chat how many of you have heard that before. It's probably one of the most famous statements ever made in marketing. Yeah, Judith heard something similar. It's interesting because the person who's attributed with that quotation, Thomas Levitt of Harvard Business School, actually said it in 2006, but there is a reference to it in a 1942 advertisement for an insurance company. So it's been around for a long time. So it took me a while to wrap my head around what this meant, because I sold coaching. I didn't sell a 1/4-inch hole. But I finally got a grasp of what was going on here, and we'll just work through it in case anybody else is struggling with the idea. Let's pretend that I am a person who has a board that needs a 1/4-inch hole in it. The thing that is going to give me that 1/4-inch hole and meet any other requirements or specifications around it that I have, like the hole being a certain depth, like the hole being clean around the edges, like the hole being done quickly, like the hole being one of those things that I can do multiple times in a row. All of those things are the things that I actually need. I don't need a 1/4-inch drill bit, because let's face it, I could hire a woodpecker to make that hole for me. I could find somebody with a gun and shoot a bullet through that board and get that hole. I could bang on it with a hammer and a nail and then pull the nail out and get that hole. There are lots of different ways I could get a 1/4 inch hole. So what the person selling the drill needs to do for me is prove why their drill supports my needs, meets my needs better than any of the other possible solutions. But you're not selling drills or drill bits, so what does it mean for you? Essentially, it means your customer is not looking for the thing you're selling. They're looking for the results that thing will give them. So instead of focusing on the content of your offerings, you need to be focusing on the value they provide to the user or the recipient. People don't buy what you do. They buy the results your products and services provide. So here's an example, just to make it a little clearer. Let's say you're a massage therapist. People don't come to you for a massage, shockingly enough. They come to you because they have stress or tension or aches or pains, or because they want to feel better. Your massages provide the results they're looking for, and they come specifically to you because the value you provide is better than what any other massage therapist's work can provide or any other option. And so they may do it because you infuse Reiki into your massages, which you really appreciate. Your clinic may be close to where they are. You may have been recommended by their physical therapist with whom you have a referral agreement, so they trust you. They may want to take advantage of a package you offer so that they can get more massages for less money. Whatever it is, they come to you for a massage because there is a value to it that they cannot find elsewhere. And your value proposition helps you communicate the how and the why your massages are the best solution for their problem. So you need a value proposition, because if you can't communicate the value of what you do, no one is going to see the point of buying it. Plain and simple. So what is a value proposition specifically? A value proposition is a short, clear statement demonstrating the tangible benefits customers derive from the solutions you provide in a way no other product or service can. In other words, your value proposition essentially explains how your product or service solves a customer problem, need, or desire more effectively than any other option. And I say problem, need, or desire because those people who are selling luxury items or luxury services, their clients may not have a problem. Their clients may just have a want or a desire. And so the focus on that is on the benefits, more the benefits they gain value proposition wise than it is the problems they solve. But it's the same thing. There's a thing your client wants, needs, desires, wants a solution to. Your value proposition explains how you do it and how you do it better than anybody else. So how do we achieve this magical statement? We work with what's called a value proposition canvas. This is a standard value proposition canvas. This one is from the Interaction Design Foundation, where I got my service design certification, but they all look the same. You can Google value proposition canvas and you'll get something that looks like this. It's a one-page document that allows you to see every aspect of how your products or services provide value to your clients and customers. It was developed by a Swiss fellow who now has a company called Strategizer, and you can download a copy of his very specific version of it. Honestly, I have some issues with this specific design. And it's primarily because it's not customer focused, it's product focused. So like I said, there's a whole school of thought out there that is much more centered around the thing you're offering than it is the problems you're solving. So I think it's okay because it covers all of the right things, but that layout focuses on the product. And so you're thinking about the thing you're selling and how you can convince the customer they need it. Where my focus is on what does the customer need? How does what you're offering address those needs and concerns so that you can make any tweaks or adjustments so that you put the customer first? So I made my own. It's the same thing, but this version focuses on your customer and their problem, also known, the problem, as the reason they come to you. So the focus is on figuring out how to adapt your products and services to provide the best solution to that problem. And that is how you generate raving fans. So let's walk through this to get a better understanding of what it involves. First, we look at the customer segment. This is a description of your customers, and in a moment, we'll talk about why you need to know exactly who your customers are, why it is absolutely vital that you be as specific as possible here. The entire right side of this page is about the customer. Their wants, their needs, their fears, their goals, all of that, that's this side of the page. So you first focus on their goals, and the goals, that's the problem to solve, the desire to meet. That's the thing that the customer comes to you for, the results that they're looking for. That's what you put here. And then the gain section is the benefits and achievements the customer will get beyond solving their core problem. So think about somebody who, for instance, is coming to see a health coach because they want to slim down so that they can fit into the wedding dress that they've purchased. They're going to get slimmed down because they're going to have a better diet and they're going to have a physical regimen that they're going through to help them get smaller, but at the same time, they're also getting healthier. That's a side benefit. That's a gain, right? So it's not just the solution itself, but it's the additional stuff. And they're going to feel confident and beautiful in their dress, which is also a gain that's much more closely related to the initial goal. The pain section is the distress customers experience because of the problem. It's the thing they don't have, the thing that is getting in the way of their living their best life. That's the pain. So it's how the problem is negatively affecting them, their life or their business. But also, these are the things that get in the way of their solving the problem. Like maybe they don't know a solution exists. Maybe they don't know you exist. Maybe they don't know how to apply the solution. So it's the things that get in the way of their solving the problem, the things they don't want to experience during the solution process, and the fears of what the solution will result in or require. And one of the things I can think of that sort of really drives that home is if you think about the number of people who get into business who aren't good at accepting success because they're afraid that it'll turn them into a jerk, that's a fear that needs to be addressed, but it would go in this category, right? Okay, if I'm working with a business owner who's afraid of being a jerk because they're successful, then that's the thing that we need to help them work around so that we can solve their problem. So that's all the customer focused stuff. And then we get to the product or service side, and that's all of the stuff on the right side of the page. So this is all about your offering and other solutions and how they solve the customer's problem or meet their goals. So the products and services, that's exactly what it says. It's your products and services. That's where your offerings go. Oh, and I should add, by the way, that if you have multiple customer segments, which many people do, you're going to want to do one of these for each customer segment because the way you communicate to them is going to be slightly different. The gain creators, notice how all of this lines up. So the gain creators and the gains and wants, your gain creators are the things that your offering does or the ways in which it addresses the customer's wants and provides the added benefits they're hoping for. Same with the pain relievers. This is how your offering solves for the customer's pain points. And remember, the pain points, again, are both the specific problem, but also the things getting in the way of the solution of the problem. So if you can address as many of their pain points as possible, that's going to make your solution a better solution for them. And then we have other potential solutions. This box is for all the other possible solutions to your customer's problem, because as much as we don't want to think about it, there are other businesses offering similar solutions. There are different approaches to the problem that will have similar results. And it is important to know what those things are so you can highlight your own uniqueness in your value proposition. And you can't do that if you don't know what other options are out there. And to be clear, another option that is out there is not doing anything. Choosing to not address the situation at all is another solution. It's not the best solution generally if the customer's got a problem, but it's a potential choice they could make. So you need to be keeping that in mind as well as you work with this. So you notice there's a lot of information that you need to fill this out. And so let's talk about the specifics. First of all, what you need to know who your clients are. You need a clear understanding of your target market and the very specific group of people within that target market that you serve. And that's your customer segment. Now, I know you really want to sell to everybody, but that is not the strongest position to take. There will be people you don't gel with. There will be people with whom you do not find working pleasant. When you have found your right people, your ideal clients, everything changes because they'll want to work with you and you'll want to work with them. And you also need to know your specific niche, which is your ideal clients, so you can craft all of your offers and messaging to speak to them. Because if you try to talk to everybody, nobody's going to hear you because there is already too much noise out there. But if you talk to your right people, your messaging will cut through the noise and be heard. So here's an example of how this works. My target market is small businesses that provide services. That's a pretty big market. My specific niche is women who want to connect with purpose and intuition in their businesses. And yes, I can help any small business that provides products or services, but when I communicate the value of what I provide, it is tailored to those women's needs, wants, and desires for their businesses. And why? Because y'all are my people. I getcha. You get me. You are the people I want to serve. So let me know in the chat whether you've already identified your ideal clients and how that is affecting your business. What has that done for you, Kathy, that you've figured out who your ideal clients are? It's so helpful, Melissa, to know who your clients are. Yeah, Kathy, clarity, you know your direction. If you know who your people are, you know where to find them, you know how to talk to them. Yeah, Judith, that's going to be, and it's, oh, wow, what it's going to do for your membership to know who your ideal clients are and to get really specific about it because you're going to get people who get each other in the membership as well. And that's going to be amazing. Oh, yeah. And it opens things up and lightens things up a lot for you if you know exactly who your clients are. Along with knowing who your clients are, you also need to have a very clear understanding of your purpose and an understanding of how serving your specific and ideal clients, that customer segment that's right at the top of the value proposition canvas, how that connects to that purpose. So again, using my business as an example, my purpose as a human and a business owner is to empower as many of my fellow human beings as I can. By helping women business owners who are my ideal clients, I am not only supporting them in becoming their best and most empowered selves, the work we do together allows them to provide the same kind of support to their clients and customers, but through the specific services they provide. So I'm, say, working with an acupuncturist, and I am helping her really reshape her business to become the best service provider of acupuncture for her specific client set. She's not providing those same services to her clients, but the work she is doing with her clients, because she's reaching more of them and she's reaching them more effectively and she's supporting them better, is allowing her to empower them to go live their best and healthiest lives. So there's a huge ripple effect in what I do. And that is how my purpose and my clients work together to really provide value. So the business alignment bundle, which is my contribution to the summit gift bundle, is specifically designed to help you get clear about all of this, along with some other things. So highly recommend that you take advantage of it. Now, once you know who your clients are and how your purpose connects to serving them, you can answer specific questions about your clients and their reasons for seeking out your services, and that's going to really clarify your value for you. So here's what you need to know about your clients. And these are specifically related to the products or services you offer. Your answers to all of these things are most likely related to the problem that brings them to you. You don't necessarily need to know their general life goals and their general life information, although you might, depending on how it relates to the products or services you provide. So remember the pains gains sections? you have to understand these specifics in order to complete the value proposition. So here's what you need to know about your clients: their goals, their problems, their desires, their pains, their hopes, and their fears. And that's a lot. And you know you need to get this information, but you also don't know how to get this information. So really, to get it, you do exactly what comes to mind first. You ask them. You can send a survey out with your newsletter. You can have conversations. You can ask them to fill out a form before their first appointment. There are all sorts of ways you can ask your clients about the things that bring them to you. You can do follow-up about questions about service providing, all of that stuff to get the information you need about your clients. And if it feels pushy or rude or nosy to ask these questions and to really dive into this, think about it this way. Let's reframe it for you. You need this information so you can take better care of your clients by giving them what they actually need from you. And suddenly, it's not rude or pushy. It's really making sure that you are doing the best for the people you serve. And you don't know that unless you know specifically what they want and how to best give it to them. So you need this information. You ask your clients for this information. But why do you need it? You need it so you can figure out exactly how your offerings address those issues, both the positive and the negative. And you could make the answers up based on what seems logical, but you'll be missing key insights only your clients and your specific clients can give you about the core problem that brings them to you. Because it's not about what you do or the techniques or equipment you use. It's about how well your solution solves your customers' problems. Because here's the thing. Your value proposition isn't just for marketing. It's a great marketing tool. It's a foundation for a marketing strategy, but it's also for improving your entire client experience and crafting better offerings. Your value proposition can positively affect your entire business. So, now that you know what you need to know, let's look at how to write your value proposition. And it's actually pretty simple. You have a lot of information about who your customers are, what matters to them, and how your offerings address their wants, needs, pain points, and other emotions and issues. And now you take all that information, distill it down, and fill in the blanks. It's that simple. And notice, here's that bit where you include the other things your customers might do instead of taking advantage of your solution. You do not have to actually overtly reference the other options in your value proposition. And I'll show you several examples in a minute where none of them state outright what they're better than, but they do refer to the better results. And that's where the value is located. That is where the unique value your business and only your business can provide them. So let's look at an example. Now, this is an example of what that looks like in my own business. I help service-focused female entrepreneurs create sustainable, thriving businesses by reconnecting them with purpose and weaving that purpose through every aspect of their businesses. So I haven't overtly said, and I do this better than these three consultants who are also in Chicago. I've implied the better than other options, both by addressing purpose, which many other business coaches and consultants don't include at all, and also how it should be aligned with the entire business. Because many people may address purpose at the beginning and then just let it be the thing that everybody knows is there. Whereas I help my clients connect purpose directly to everything they do in their business. So let's look at some other value proposition sample examples, because it doesn't need to be all about me. So in each of these examples also, they're for different types of service providers. The unique value is stated, but the overt mention of who they're better than isn't. So let's look at a couple of them. A massage therapist might have something like, I help stressed professionals feel relaxed and pain-free in under an hour. So in the chat, who's our client? She's got a clear client descriptor, right? She's got a stressed professional there. She knows, based on who they are, that they have a pain point of little time. That's probably one of the things that's adding to their stress is their busy schedules. And so her unique value proposition, the unique value she provides, is the in under an hour part, because a good massage therapist will help anybody feel relaxed and pain-free, but doing it quickly, that's a whole different ballgame. She knows who her clients are and she's going to serve them in the way that they need best. Or a bookkeeper. I help small business owners stop stressing about their books so they can focus on growth. This is someone who's not just crunching the numbers, they're doing like Lori. They're offering a way to help people think about the future of their business and not just the present or the last quarter of their business. And that's going to appeal to her customers, who are people who are focused on creating sustainable, growing businesses. Or a psychic. I help women reconnect with their intuition to make confident life decisions. Her unique value right there is, I'm not just going to tell you what your future is. I'm not going to tell you the best thing you should do to get the results you want. I'm going to teach you how to reconnect with who you are and to hear the voice that tells you what you need to know because it comes from you, so that you can put your life in the direction you want it to. That's an entirely different thing than, let me read the cards and tell you when your love life's going to improve. That's a whole different ballgame. So now you've got a value proposition because you've got all that information and you filled it into the blanks. What do you do with it? So there are so many ways a value proposition will help you thrive in your business, because here's the thing, your value proposition isn't just for marketing. It's for improving your entire client experience and for crafting better offerings, along with a whole bunch of other things. So yes, you can use it to improve your messaging so your ideal clients and customers are irresistibly drawn to what you have to offer. Always a good thing. But it's also helpful to clarify your business model, because it helps you identify who you need to work with, not only as clients, but as vendors, stakeholders, and other partners, as well as understanding how your business needs to operate. To set business goals, because it gives you a direction to grow and develop your business. Give conversations with new and potential clients a new charge as they hear you speak directly to their specific wants, needs, and fears. Improve the experiences of your existing clients by identifying obstacles and pain points within your current processes that you can address and improve. Improve client success rates by identifying additional ways to provide support during client engagements. Create new offers as you identify wants, needs, and pain points your clients have that current offers don't address. Identify potential partners for referrals, collaboration, and shared offerings. Recognize new potential markets that experience similar wants, needs, and fears. Or spot new opportunities within your existing niche and target market for related offerings. So here's an example, and this one's actually from the product side. Say you sell lingerie, and your value proposition is something like, we'll make finding the most comfortable bra you've ever worn a joyful experience. From talking with your customers, that nobody enjoys bra fittings. They love having bras that fit, but they really don't like the part where they're standing in their underwear in front of a stranger who's wrapping them up in a measuring tape. So you create the comfort in the comfort of your own home package, in which you provide fittings for your customers in the security and privacy of their own homes. And to avoid schlepping one of every bra you have in every size and every color available, your customers measure themselves ahead of time and send you the numbers along with their color and style preferences. But you know that a good measurement is critical, so you confirm the appointment by mailing a confirmation package that includes a fabric measuring tape, a card with instructions, and a QR code with a video link. And that video demonstrates the entire process of accurately measuring yourself for a bra. And now you've just set yourself apart from every other lingerie store out there by addressing one of your customers' biggest pain points. And because this is individualized, specialized service, you've also created a new offering you can charge for. And you've opened up a new market, because you can provide this service to people who find it difficult to leave their homes. All of that from knowing your customers and your value proposition. So share in the chat what you think will be the most useful information your value proposition has to offer. Yeah. The most useful information, Kathy? Yeah, Heather, exactly who you help and why you are the right fit. Yep. Focus marketing and messaging. That's right, Lori. It's you target people and you build beautiful things for them that nobody else knows how to build or can build because they're not you. Yep. So while we're talking about the value of creating a customer-focused business, I want to share just a little bit about my 3-month heart-centered business transformation program. Now, this is a one-on-one offering in which I put all of my coaching skills and all of my business consulting knowledge to work to help you specifically create a sustainable, thriving, purpose-based business. And Monique is going to put a link in the chat where you can learn more and book a call with me. But while she's doing that, I'm going to tell you just a little teeny bit about the program. In the course of the 3 months we work together, you will gain complete clarity on the purpose of your business and who it serves, a thorough understanding of the value of your offerings, a list of opportunities to expand your reach, insight into every aspect of how your business operates, fully envisioned business goals that are aligned with your life and your dreams. And we do this through a proven process that starts with getting clarity around your purpose and your business and finishes with your overarching business vision and a list of goals and next steps you get to get you there. And if you look at weeks 5 and 6, that's value clarity. The thing that I just spent half an hour talking to you about, we dive into that for 2 weeks so that you really have a chance to know who your specific customers are. You have a chance to know exactly what the perceived and real value of your offerings is, and you can craft a value proposition and begin to focus on offerings that will really support your clients and make them raving fans. And we achieve this through weekly private coaching sessions, online content to help you get the work done, access to a ton of DIY personal growth resources so I can support you even when I'm not with you. And because it's important to evaluate and course correct along the way, a follow-up coaching session 3 months after we wrap the initial engagement to celebrate your wins and identify opportunities for adjustment where things aren't working quite the way you want them to. And by the end of this program, you will know your business better than you have ever thought possible, and you'll have the joy of seeing your purpose in action with every person you serve, including your team if you have one. So if you're interested, use that link in the chat to learn more and schedule your alignment conversation.